Good evening, everyone, and welcome to our presentation for the CST 227 GCU Development Team project, which was MedOffice 1.0. This project was for a doctor's office. We'd originally thought about doing a hospital, but that seemed a little bit farther out of our scope for just a three-person team. We originally started with 4 people, but at the middle of our project, it began just Gary Senquist, myself, and Robbie Evans III. We originally made this requirements document to start out our project with the hopes of creating a program that doctor's office to use with the clerical staff, medical assistants, and other people that would work in a doctor's office to track patient medicines, diseases, their insurance, billing, and test results, things of that nature. Our initial questions was for a budget, third-party vendors that would be involved, any hardware that we would need to integrate with, things that we would need to develop our program a little bit better to work with their needs. As we went through, we realized we would need a couple different user categories. We went with the receptionist, the biller, office manager, and medical assistant to go through and be able to work with this program on a daily basis. We knew that we would need user logins to do different things, such as clerical staff to be able to check patients in, be able to add appointments, things like that. Test results that would show up on the patient's name, be linked with that name, and be able to be pulled up. We knew that we'd also need a billing and invoicing page so that we could show what patients owed what and what was insurance paid, things like that. We also knew that some of the non-functional requirements would include security, as all programs need that security, maintainability, being able to update the program, being able to run it consistently, and platform compatibility to be able to run on different platforms. As we went through, we learned that we did actually need a flow sheet as well. We initially did not start with one, but in the middle of the program, we decided to go with a flow sheet to show where our program was going when you clicked on different tabs. As we go through this program, that would have been one of the things that would have been great to start with, but we didn't think of it right up front, ended up developing that later. So let's go ahead and we'll go to the program here. This is, of course, our login screen. And this is one of the interesting things that I liked working on during this project. It was creating a medicine list that would work with a list box, can be stored in a database, and pulled back out of the database into the list box form. But while it is stored in the database, it's a little easier to read as it does have the commas to separate different items. As you can see here on our medications page, we have these 2 medications separated with the comma, allergies separated with a comma, diseases, which if you add more they will be separated. We have our vital signs, our appointment dates, whether the patients are checked in or not, and things of that nature. Now let's go ahead and we'll go through this program and I'll show you how it works. Just to make it easy, we'll go ahead and log in with the admin login, which is admin and password. You can see that listed here on our logins page. Admin, password, admin permission type, their schedule, if they work weekends, things like that are also stored there. They don't really matter for this part of the program I'm showing, but just to let you know it is there. Now we'll go ahead and add a new patient. So we'll add Mike Jones. He is 28. We'll add his birthday in here. His insurance type will be, we'll say self-pay. Let's give him an appointment date of June 8th. We'll search. Of course, Mike Jones is not in there, so he will not show up. You can see our patients that are here, listed here. Mike Jones, let's go ahead and save him into our patients. Now you should see him show up. There's Mike Jones, his self-pay, his age and date of birth. Now we'll search, and now he'll show up. So we'll click on him. We'll add his appointment for Thursday, June 8th. Of course, appointment is set for Thursday, June 8th, 2017. Now we'll search for him with just his last name. There he is. We'll check him in. He's checked in. As you can see, it does update in our database that he is now checked in with that appointment date. We can view his appointments as well, or all appointments within a date range. Let's go to the 5th through the 8th. We'll show the appointments. Only Mike has an appointment, it seems. We'll go ahead and clear that out. Now we'll go to the medical assistant form. Go ahead and close that form. Bring the medical assistant form over and expand a little bit. We should have optimized this a little bit to make it a little bit wider. That's something we would have worked on if we would have had more time. Now that we have Mr. Jones, let's pull him up here. In our medical assistant form, after he's checked in, this is where they would get his vital signs, check his medications, allergies, things like that. Select him in the box and hit select. Select the patient, of course, as Jones might. Medications, let's say he has carvedilol and baby aspirin. So his medicines, his allergies are penicillin, sulfa, and we'll say he has heart disease. Add it here. His blood pressure, of course, with heart disease, probably has high blood pressure. His oxygen, we'll say, is pretty good, and 98.6 for his temperature. We'll save all that to our database once it's all in there. We'll refresh this, and you'll see that all of his medications come up here. If we do close out of this and go back to the medical assistant form, we'll pull up Mr. Jones again for his next appointment. In search, it'll automatically pull in all of his allergies, medicines, and diseases. Of course, his blood pressure and everything will be cleared out for the next appointment. Now we can go ahead and close Mr. Jones out. Go to the reports and see test results. As Mr. Jones doesn't have test results yet, we'll do John Smith, as he's our first guy here. With ABC test controls. We'll run the report on him. And my program crashed. That's okay. We'll go ahead and run it one more time. I accidentally put his first name and last name in opposite order. That's why it crashed out. So we'll go to reports, test results. John Smith, ABC, and report. There's his results. Here's our key for all of his test results. It shows also here. We could have expanded that out a little bit to show a little bit more of his test results, but they are shown here in his graph. You can see x-rays here. You can do test, x-ray 2. You can browse for an image location. This would be where you select from your images that would be in the database or inside of a folder for all of his x-ray images. We'll just use this one to show that it does pull up an image of anything that you're looking at here. You can show what type of test it is in case you need a doctor to read it. This would be where he would look at the image, he would show what type of x-ray it is, and he'd put a memo on here like, hey, it looks clear. And we'd save it. Once it is saved, you'll see that it shows up in our patient x-rays. Right there. So this x-ray looks clear. This title's test x-ray 2. Which is right here. That would be for a doctor reading the test itself. Now that we've done that, we'll go back in. And we'll look at the invoices for this patient. So if you want to look at all invoices to the end of the week here, just look for Smith or John. There you go. John Smith, there's his insurance amount due, the patient amount due, the balance due total, and his last payment. You can delete this, or you can email it to him so that he'll know what he owes. This could also be added in that we can mail it to him in the mail as an invoice for his medical bills. That pretty much sums it up for our project. We did add some catches in there for the medical assistant and clerical form if they are blank, so that you can go through and you'd be able to run this without having too many crashes. We didn't optimize the full code as we were just a 3-man team for 6 weeks here. Most of our try catches were for the database commands and queries here, where it says select all. We have it to try and catch database exceptions here and tell you to do the appropriate thing that it would catch that were not correct. Besides that, we did make a pretty well working program for checking patients in, getting the billing, showing the results, letting the doctor read those results and put in his memos, as well as storing those in the database and getting all of that from the database. It works fairly smoothly. There are a couple times where it will close or there's not a way back, or it should have been put as an MDI child instead of a new form. But with the time we had, I think we did a pretty great job. And I do thank Gary and Robbie for working so hard on this project. And I hope that everybody has a great night.